one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the NFL right now is Kirk Cousins. And
oh my God.
they beat the Seattle Seahawks, and Kirk Cousins made this great throw off his back foot on 3rd and 5 to KJ Osborne, who has been a breakout player.
Look great
this season. He has been phenomenal. And Vikings fans, it's another fan base that loves me. I love Vikings fans as well. They saw me wear my Vikings hat in the video I made. So it's Skull Nation all day. You know, I'm a Jets fan, but the Jets it's probably in my room somewhere. I'm not sure where. But the Jets, you know, they've been bad for a while, so I've had to find teams to root for once in a while. And the Vikings are definitely one of those teams. You know, they have great uniforms. I love Minnesota. And Kirk Cousins, common criticisms of his game. You know, he's a stat patter. He doesn't perform in prime time, even though stats would say differently. Maybe he doesn't win in prime time, but he performs in prime time.
Playoffs, eh?
Well, he had last time we saw him in the playoffs, he beat the Saints.
Yes, he did.
He beat the Saints.
He definitely did. You're right. We'll give you that.
And this season, he has a 94.1 PFF grade in a clean pocket. And teammates say Kirk Cousins is playing with more swag. And Kirk Cousins said, he answered to that comment and said, Kyle Shanahan said, my swag is having no swag, which means that he just makes the right play. He doesn't do too much. He just does what he has to do as a quarterback. Kirk Cousins has 26 touchdowns to 2 interceptions in the last 10 games, the second best QBR this season. And Dalvin Cook said, give Kirk a clean pocket. He's the best in the game.
Their line looks really good.
So what do you think about Kirk Cousins?
I think we rate Cousins fairly.
I was going to say the same thing. I don't see where the underrated part. I think you
say.
just like to throw that word around. It's like just to make it seem
so
good.
What tier do you think he's in?
In the Derek Carr, probably below Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford tier.
I think
he's below?
It's not below. Below is in, he's not better than them two, but he's in that.
He's better
than Baker.
He's better. Yeah.
He's better than Derek Carr?
I think
he's better than Derek Carr.
From Baker.
Yeah, I think Kirk Cousins is better than Derek Carr.
Okay, that's fair. I don't think he's better than Stafford.
I think they're neck and neck.
I think Stafford and Kirk are neck and neck.
I think all three of those guys, just Stafford's in the best position.
Now, but he's been in, come on, Detroit was a shit show.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings have had
now,
a bottom offensive line since Kirk has gotten there.
But
he's had
great
career
weapons,
seasons every. Yeah, that's true. But he's had career seasons every single year.
You can say, but Stafford his numbers are pretty gaudy too compared to Kirk Cousins.
Well, Kirk Cousins in Washington was pretty good too.
Yeah, so
put up numbers.
I mean, they're all in the same type of tier though. Like they're in the 15.
But Matthew Stafford, that's
probably like the third tier quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're in the 15, 20 range.
I think Cousins is around like quarterback 12 to 15. We know he could put up numbers. We know he could.
You don't think he's a top 10 quarterback right now?
I'd have to go through it, but I don't think so.
Do you think Dak Prescott is a tier above Kirk?
Yes.
You think so?
I think he's 10.
I think they're in the same tier.
I would take Dak above Kirk, but I think it's fair to put them in about the same tier. I don't know.
If you tell me you're taking Kirk over Dak, I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind, but I would definitely prefer Dak. I think Dak is like the bottom of, like
he's the bottom of the
tier
10.
2, and Cousins like top 3 tier. If you want to do that.
And Dak is also. I think his leadership is just amazing too.
So yeah, we can literally go through the names because I'm confused.
But still underrated because that label does exist that he does pad his stats, that he doesn't perform in prime time. But Matthew Stafford in Detroit, he had like 5 wins against winning teams, and his loss record, like he was like 5-81 against teams that made the playoffs.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, Matthew Stafford in Detroit. I think it was something around there. It was the win-loss column was looking at it. It was shocking because Matthew Stafford was so abysmal, but he played in Detroit.
Yeah,
we always said Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback. He just has a bad situation. You look at Matthew Stafford. Oh, it's Detroit. Derek Carr, same thing. Las Vegas has never had good defenses. They've always had a bottom 20 defense since he's been with the Raiders. And also, I think Tannehill, the Miami career kind of jaded people's visions of who Tannehill was. But I do think Kirk Cousins he suffers from narratives like that, and he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. See, when we look at Stafford, we do look at that time in Detroit and say, okay, bad situation. When we look at Derek Carr, we say bad defenses, even though we don't give Derek Carr much slack either. With Kirk Cousins, last year, Vikings had one of the worst defenses in football. They've had a bad offensive line every time Kirk has been in Minnesota. And yeah, the weapons are there, but Dalvin Cook missed a whole year when Kirk was there.
He did.
You know?
So let me ask you a question. Why does Matthew Stafford get the benefit of the doubt and a player like Kirk Cousins doesn't? What makes us give him the benefit of the doubt and not Kirk Cousins?
The narrative.
Yeah.
The
I think
narrative.
we look at Detroit and say they've been a joke franchise year after year, so we're going to give him the doubt. He's also a #1 overall pick. Cousins a 3rd round pick, so there's a little bit different there.
Also, it's the narrative, right? Because Kirk Cousins coming from Washington, getting that contract, which at the time nobody thought he deserved that contract. He gets it from Minnesota. They just made the NFC Championship. People were expecting Kirk. They thought Kirk Cousins was the missing piece to make it to the Super Bowl. But that year, it was, who was the starters at quarterback in the NFC? Nick Foles was starting.
No.
Case Keenum was starting. Yeah, that was the year the Eagles went on the
Kirk
run.
went there, you're saying?
Yeah, with Case Keenum, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When they made the NFC Championship, you had Nick Foles, who's a backup. You had Case Keenum, who's a backup. There weren't great quarterbacks that year in that playoff run in the NFC.
Well, Matt Ryan.
They still had Russ.
Aaron Rodgers, Russ. There was some danger out there.
I don't think the Packers made the playoffs that year.
What year was that? 2017?
27th, the year the Eagles won a Super Bowl.
I don't even remember because we didn't play them. So I know Drew Brees played.
Word.
I remember that. I know we played Matty Ice, beat them.
I'm looking at the list right now. I think it's fair to put Kirk right at 10, 10 to maybe 11. All right, look, Mahomes.
He's not better than Mahomes.
Yeah, okay, Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, Stafford, Josh Allen. It's 5.
All right, that are better than.
Yes.
Okay, K1.
Okay, yeah, Kyler 6, Russ,
7.
Herbert,
Okay.
Lamar 9. Now we're into the
debatables.
Yes, Derek Carr.
I think Derek Carr's better.
Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, yeah, the quarterbacks that year were Jared Goff, Matt Ryan.
That was Jared Goff's.
Drew Brees, second year, I believe, when he had that breakout season with McVay. Yeah, so, and Aaron Rodgers wasn't there, though. And the Panthers with Cam Newton.
Is Tannehill better than Kirk?
If you were asking me this last year, I would have said yeah.
It's the only 3 games in, though.
I know. I shouldn't have changed my opinion, but it's just, what have you done for me recently?
If you would have told me you changed your opinion 8 games in, I'd be like, it's valid.
Cousins always looks good. It's never been a problem of is he a talented player? He's always been able to play.
I mean, all right, if we talking just talent alone, just strictly from a talent standpoint, is Kirk top 10? From a talent,
if he is, he's 10.
Not talent, but I think production, he's definitely top. I think production-wise, Kirk has been a top 7 quarterback the past couple of seasons.
So who are you taking out of that list? Dak? Stafford?
Look, I think they're
Dak
all in the same tier.
I know, but Dak lost the entire season last year.
I think they're all in the same tier. When we talk about Dak, I think Dak right now is separating himself, though. I think Dak right now, the way he's playing, he's putting himself in the top 5 quarterback conversation.
You gotta stop.
Not 5.
No, he is.
I'll give you 7, 8. I'll give you 7, 8.
5 is a tough.
So
group to get into.
when Brady, Lamar Jackson, I think his play style is going to wear out of it. I know he's not, but Brady is holding one of those spots.
Yeah,
but Brady right now. Okay, so wait,
Brady for
Brady
2 or 3 years.
Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes.
Yeah, I've heard that my whole life.
Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes, Russell, Allen.
Would you really put Wilson that much above Dak?
Are you putting Dak over K1 right now?
I'm not.
You got to get him past him first.
Right now, Kyler's 5.
We have to see how the season plays out.
How you gonna hit me with that? Just
no, because you look at the numbers. Dak is playing better than Kyler.
That's fair.
What numbers?
The numbers,
bro. Dak
numbers.
Kyler's #1 odds for MVP right now.
Yeah, that's the odd making
because they're
dominant. Winning, they're undefeated, and they're running and passing. Yeah,
but the Cowboys are probably gonna win that
with
division
K1,
too.
you got to put.
Dak has more. He's more efficient.
With K1,
Dak is completing 79% of his passes.
Yeah, but that's also probably not sustainable.
No, but you have to
understand. It's not. But he could definitely.
K1, you have to put his
complete like 72.
You have to put his rushing numbers into his passing numbers.
Yeah,
so that's why his is like a combined thing right now.
I get it, but I think Dak he's.
Those are the next guys up.
The way he's playing right now, he could crack that top 5.
Those are the 2 guys next up, and Herbert is coming. So
Herbert is coming too.
Yeah, so it's he got to stay pace with these guys.
I mean, when you're talking about talent, I think Kyler and Herbert are talented, more talented than Dak, but you got to produce too. So if Justin Herbert, if he doesn't have the numbers Dak has, you can say you'll take Herbert, but the production, the numbers show you probably take Dak.
Production and numbers, Dak has been phenomenal. It's just been in what we know is garbage time.
Yeah. Kyler has more passing yards, lower completion percentage only, but still 69%. Oh, excuse me. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. Kyler's a 77% completion percentage this year.
Oh my god.
He has
He's
7
wild.
touchdowns to 4 interceptions, and obviously the rushing, we know that.
Different, bro. You don't ever disrespect.
But this is the
him.
thing. I think when we talk about Kirk Cousins, I think he is in that tier. But even that Dak, Tannehill, Cousins, Carr tier,
that's his tier.
that tier is the most underrated tier in football when we talk about quarterbacks, because
Agreed.
people either think they're overpaid and not worth the money, or they think they're the greatest quarterback in the world. So you don't have an equilibrium. It's just there's two sides debating over what is.
That's
more.
fair.
Both are
I've
extreme.
never heard somebody throw in Kirk is underrated. He's top 5, top 8 in the league.
Yeah,
No, I
nah.
thought he was rated in the top 10,
I mean, that's
15.
everybody thinks Kirk Cousins is what Jimmy Garoppolo actually is.
Nah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what they think
Kirk's
he is.
better.
I think
Jimmy,
he's
I
much
know
better.
Kirk is better,
Yeah.
but people view Kirk as a Jimmy G.
No,
because
people think Jimmy is what Kirk.
I was watching Stephen A. Smith on the Breakfast Club today because I had a gap between one of my classes at school, and I was listening to the interview, and they asked him about Cam Newton and how he's not in the NFL and about brother quarterbacks. He has to answer that. So Stephen A. Smith said, "Oh, the reason the Vikings haven't gotten rid of Kirk is because they're paying him way too much money and owe him too much money,
All that's guaranteed.
or else they would have had him long gone." And I'm thinking, like,
What?
why? If Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback, like, what are you saying? And I think people, because of how the media talks about Kirk Cousins, because when he performs bad, it's 1-9 on Monday Night Football, can't win primetime games. But when he does great, nobody ever talks about the Vikings or Kirk Cousins. They just think, it's whatever. Kirk Cousins doesn't play well in primetime games anyway, so this doesn't matter. So I think the narrative the media has created about Kirk Cousins has led people to believe he's more Jared Goff and Jimmy Garoppolo than he is Derek Carr, Dak Prescott.
So is it safe to say that the media and fans have put too much emphasis on quarterback win-loss records?
Well, it's important. And Cousins, while it is overstated his primetime record, because it's really not, his Monday Night Football record's terrible, but Sunday night's whatever. His biggest issue has been the playoffs. I mean, he hasn't been great. He averages less than 200 yards a game. I think he has like a maybe 3-1 touchdown interception. But regardless, like, he's played 3 games. He hasn't looked phenomenal. That's his biggest issue, because we see the Vikings each year. They look good. They're a competent team, a competent organization who have good players every year, but they don't do anything in the playoffs outside of that Case Keenum year when they had, the Minnesota Miracle, which is like a 1 in a million chance.
They beat the Saints.
Last year, yeah, they did.
He keeps saying that.
I get that.
They lost to the Niners, though. The Niners are running on them.
The Niners running on everybody that year.
Yeah, the Niners messed them up bad.
And Cousins was solid, 19 for 31, 240 and a touchdown.
I remember that TD. That was the only TD. Like, that was it. Like, after that, it got bad.
Kyle Rudolph got the
49ers are just they were too much, man. Oh my
They
gosh.
destroyed Aaron Rodgers that year.
It's also 2 years ago at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, they didn't make the last year. They were banged up last year.
Derek Carr was just quoted right now saying that the Chargers is a home game. Playing at SoFi Stadium is a home game.
Tough.
He's
He's gonna lose.
kind of wild for saying that, yeah.
He said it's just a fact.
Oh my God.
He said QB says the Chargers SoCal crowds have always favored the silver and black.
I believe him.
He's gonna lose, and now it's gonna be a home loss. So now look at him.
Now look at you.
Yeah.
And Raiders fans are passionate.
Yeah.
I still believe.
The
Yeah.
Chargers fans show love on their videos, but y'all ain't showing love at those
stadium.
ticket booths. Y'all not showing online at NFL Ticket Exchange.
Bro, if the Raiders
I like
make the
going to the
playoffs, I'm
games.
literally gonna get a Drew moment where they just destroy me for like a month straight, bro. Swear to God. If they win Monday, I'm done.
Why would you say?
Because I said the Raiders would win the division game. So if they win on Monday, I'm
you
already.
said they wouldn't win a
Yeah,
single
like I
one?
said it out loud, like I said it, and I was like, yeah, they're not
But
gonna.
you
win
said they're
division.
winning the division.
No, they
Oh,
wouldn't win
not.
the division game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Go
so
0-6 in the division?
yeah, so on Monday if they win, I'm done. Like,
Bro said that in the
so-
team preview. He said, I don't think they're gonna win the game. I said, what? That never happened.
Yeah, so I was pretty bad on them. So